Chapter 3, Section 2, Estimating Decimals. So this is something that kind of brings us back to the first chapter with estimating. We're going to try to find easy to work with numbers so we can add and subtract them, put them in order, all those fun things to do with that. So again, I put the decimal place value chart on there, so you just have that right in front of you. Those are something we need to know, we need to learn. So estimating, sometimes the questions are going to ask you to round to a certain value. So in this case it says round to the 10th. Well, if you're unsure where the 10th is, you can look right up at our chart here, and the 10th is the first decimal to the right, first place value to the right of the decimal. So we're looking here, we look to the right, that's a 7, so my number would become 3.5, and I add zeros on there. And then my next number here, to the 10th as well, I look to the right, that would be 7.1, and then we're just going to add these. So 3.5 and 7.1, you would add them by putting them on top of each other here, lining them up at the end, and you would get 10.6. And you can choose to write the zeros at the end or not write them. There's our final answer. Next one here, we're also going to round to the 10th, so I look to the right, 6.5 for that one, minus this time, look to the right, becomes a 3.6 here. And to subtract here, make sure you borrow correctly. When you do that, 15, I shouldn't have crossed out that 5. Cross out the 6 becomes a 5. We have 15 minus 6 is 9. And now 5 minus 3 is a 2. So that is a 2.9. So just making sure we're rounding to the correct place value. They may tell you to round to the tenths, to the hundredths. So this one we're looking at the hundredths here. So the hundredth place is the second decimal. So 12.85 minus 6.12. Again, put them right on top of each other, lining up the end of the number there, and the decimal points lined up is a good way to go there. 5 minus 2 is 3, and 7, borrow again here. And last example here, we have still hundredths place. That is the 9, looking at the 1, so 3.89. The 9 looking at 8. This gets a little tricky here. What happens when you raise that up? It actually becomes a 10 here, which makes my next number get bigger as well. So 5.70 would be my decimal place there. So 3.89 plus 5.70. And if we stack those like I should have, redo that. 5.70, put the 9, 8, and 7 is 15. We're adding here. 5 plus 3 is 8, and then there, and the decimal point comes right down. We get 9.59. So just remember that your decimal points need to be lined up as you add or subtract on these numbers. Make sure you borrow correctly, make sure you add correctly, and make sure you round correctly on there, making sure to round to the correct place value, whatever the question asked for. Then we have this thing called, with multiplying and dividing, we do compatible numbers. Compatible is just a fancy way to say easy to work with. So when I look at 4.6 and 3.2, what are easier to work with numbers? Well, when I multiply, maybe you just want to make this 5 times 3. Those are easy to multiply, and they're really close to what we had. So 5 times 3 is 15. Okay. notice I rounded this one, I rounded up, and this one down. It's kind of a good idea when you're multiplying. If you round them both up, you'll typically get a much bigger answer because obviously you're going to be multiplying bigger numbers. So round one up, one down for multiplying is a good rule of thumb. And then division here, similar rule, thinking about rounding one up, one down. Don't have to. But when I look at 48 and 13, 48 is a pretty easy to work with number. And then I want to think, what fits evenly into 48 that is easy to divide? I could go with 13, but that's not really easy. 12 looks like a better number to me because I know from my 12 facts that 12 fits into 48 evenly. In fact, it fits in there 4 times. So just making that math easy to do for you. So don't pick crazy numbers that are way different. You wouldn't want to do 40. You could maybe do 45 and 15. But obviously if you did 45 divided by 15, you're going to get 3 as your answer. So there's a difference there. So on these, make sure that you show me, show what you round to. Because that way, when I look at it, I can say, oh, 45 and 15, yeah, that does equal 3. And yeah, those numbers are pretty close. They're a little further off than 48 and 12, but they're still pretty close. So show what you rounded to will help your answers be correct. Then the book talks about this thing called front-end estimation. It's a way to get a range. So you're going to look for you're going to find the minimum and the maximum of what numbers could be when you're adding them together. So the steps for this, there's 2 steps. First step is you're going to add the whole numbers. So if I just look at these 3 numbers, the whole numbers, 6, 5, and 4. I'm not going to worry about the decimals yet. I'm going to do 6 plus 5 plus 4. Okay, and you're going to add all those together. I would think about this. 6 plus 4 is 10, and then I would do, so then I got 10 plus 5 here. So I skipped over the 5, and I get 15. So that is going to give me my minimum. Okay, so again, this is your minimum here. So 15 is my minimum. You just pick the whole numbers. Then, to find the maximum here, it says round the numbers to the nearest half, either 0.5 or 1. And we're always, in this case, going to round up to that half. So, so the 7, 6.7, we're going to round that one up to 7.0. 5.4, we're going to round up to 5.5 because 0.5 is a half. 3.6, we're going to round up to 4.0. Okay, so I've rounded all of those up. Then you're going to add all of those numbers together. So you've got 7.0 plus 5.5 plus 4.0. 0 plus 5 plus 0 is 5. 7 plus 5 gives me 12. Plus 4 more gives me 16. So my maximum is 16.5 maximum. So again, follow the steps there for those 2 things. First, adding just the whole numbers. So that's your 6, 5, and 4 there to get your whole numbers. I'll do those in purple So let you see that. Those are my whole numbers. 6, the 5, the 4. That's going to get you your minimum. And then your maximum is rounding everything up to the nearest half. So that helps you get your minimum and your maximum.